Okay, the recording is on. I hope we will record everything. Welcome everyone to this DeFi Shimmer workshop. We will focus on mostly on setting up everything for interacting with DeFi apps like shimmersea, deepr, and of course our own app. If you have any more questions or suggestions, just feel free to drop it in the chat. And yeah, let's slowly start with everything. So according to our agenda, the first thing that we have on the list is setting up Metamask. So Metamask is a popular wallet used to interact with EVMs. So it's a Ethereum based wallet, but let that not confuse you, because everything that we do on Shimmer EVM is basically a copy of Ethereum virtual machine. It just enables interaction with smart contracts, and it enables something that we all like, which is DeFi, right? Interacting with money, digital money. So first thing first, we need to install the Metamask. I will just quickly do it. So I recommend, because Metamask is a very popular tool, wallet. Scams are all around. You can just see, try to include Metamask text in the tweet, and you will see how many bots will try to scam you, try to take your money away. So be very careful when installing the Metamask, because you need to install it from trusted sources. So the best thing is just to go to your browser and go to official extensions store, and then you will just need to install it from the official source, right? So just write Metamask and always check the developer. So it's metamask.io. You can also download it from here, or just the official store. I always prefer the official store because the front ends can be hacked. Everything can be, just exchanged. So this link, when you click on it, some attackers can replace this URL where it goes and which file it downloads. So when we press here, you can see that we go to the official Chrome web store, because they usually have the most up-to-date information and the security is top-notch, right? So we start with adding it to Chrome. It works as an extension. So once we click on there, the installation process will go there. And we are here installed. Let's close everything else so we can focus on Metamask. First thing, what I like to do is pin the extension, so it shows right here, so it's quite handy for me. So we start with creation of new wallet or importing of an existing wallet. So if you already have a wallet, you will need your seed phrase in order to have Metamask set up in your browser, so you can interact with the dApps that we are going to use. We will start with creating a new wallet. You can read all about it here, about the improving the Metamask and everything. I will just press no thank you, because I think they already collect enough data. So yeah, we can start with creating the password. This password doesn't really mean much. So this password is only for unlocking your Metamask on your computer. So in case your computer is compromised, this password will mean nothing. It doesn't lock your wallet. It doesn't do basically anything. It just locks this extension. So when we click here, it just unlocks and locks your extension, right? So your wallet will not be safe if you just focus on this password. So we will just use some password, anyone, random, right? It doesn't matter. When we set up this initial wallet, I like to create 3 types of wallets, right? So this is just the first one, which is called software wallet. So let's go. So I just entered some password, and then I understand that Metamask cannot recover this password for me. Like I said, so it's stored only locally on your computer, but if your computer is compromised, if you download some malicious files which will just try to read your wallet address and maybe try to make some transactions, this password will not stop it. Okay, now we have this information about securing the wallet. We will not do it now because it's basically a process that we will do in this video. So secret recovery phrase, it's basically your seed like we have on Firefly. It will be shown now to us. So let's go skip this. Wallet creation successful. Okay. Next, done. Okay. CryptoKitties, nice. They have some new wallets. Okay, so now we have set up the account 1, which I always like to label as unsafe. So usually how I use this wallet, so how I use Metamask is I have 3 different accounts. We will show how to add additional accounts and how to, there is an option to add Ledger wallet as well. So this first account I just use to interact with dApps, but without any real money in it, right? So I just go and interact. I just go to, for example, shimmersea, deepr, or ApeDAO, or whatever other app is out there. I just use this wallet to connect, check it out, and then disconnect. Nothing else. I don't keep any money here. So it's just for interacting and playing around with multiple dApps on other chains and all that stuff. So it's only for, let's say, read-only wallet. So if you want to put some money on some application, on some app, you would need to, I mean, not need, but you could create additional account. But I always recommend to connect hardware wallet, right? So when you connect hardware wallet, you don't expose your seed phrase to this computer. So it's only stored in the hardware wallet and nobody can actually read it other than the ledger itself, the device itself, right? So when you click on connect hardware wallet and press ledger or whatever other device you have, you just go here. I already have my ledger connected, so I'll just share it with you here. It's my secondary ledger, so it's not that important that if I show you. So here you have all the accounts that you already have on your ledger device. So now you can just click on any of your accounts. For these accounts, you don't expose your seed phrase, so you can just import and voila, here it is, right? We can name this account as degen. And then let's import another one. Let's import this one as well. And let's say this one is Okay, so now we have 3 accounts, right? One is called unsafe, which we just go and use as a read-only just to connect with apps. We don't keep any real money here. For the second account, we have the ledger account, which we can use for degen plays. So something that is a bit risky, but you don't keep all of your money here, right? So if you just want to go and buy some shitcoins on shimmersea or any other app, if you just want to play around with some of the apps, you put enough money that you want to play with and you are ready to lose this money, right? So that's why the degen wallet. For the third type of account, so this is your, let's say, treasury, right? So you keep this wallet as much as you keep your own wallet, the physical wallet, right? Where you keep your cash. So this one you keep safe. You don't connect this wallet to any random apps, only to the ones that you really trust, which are audited, which are already proven to be safe, right? And you keep your money here just in case you want to do some maybe liquidity provision or just some trading occasionally. So if you just want to switch from USDC to Bitcoin, for example, you just use this wallet instead of using maybe a centralized exchange or any of your other wallets, right? So just to maybe recap, unsafe wallet, we don't use this we use it only for read only, connect, see, play around with the dApp. We don't keep any real money. On degen wallet, we keep some of the money that we are ready to lose in case we want to trade some shitcoins, do some yield farming, like degen yield farming with high APRs. And the safu wallet, we keep it as a treasury. So with this wallet, we don't connect to any shitty apps. We just connect with trusted and audited apps. So yeah, that's in short. I think we touched on all the accounts, right? Let me just get some water. Let me know if there are any questions regarding this, or maybe if it's not that clear to you. I see Lurking is typing, so let's wait. Maybe he has a question. And of course, this is how I use it. So I'm just sharing my experience with all of this. So if you have some other setup which is also taking these security measures, that's also fine. I'm just showing how I usually use Metamask. So Lurking has a question. Is it an issue if you have a non-ledger protected and ledger secured wallet on the same computer browser? So usually if you have a ledger wallet, you just need to be careful of the transactions that you are signing. So even if it's on the same computer or same browser, it's not a problem. But of course you need to keep your computer safe. And second thing is you always need to be aware of the transactions that you are signing. So this setup with 3 accounts, this is why I emphasize to use these 3 types of accounts. So for example, if you just use degen account where you have some real money, right? So let's say your total crypto holding is $10,000 and you want to play with $500 in degen wallet. So you transfer $500 from safu wallet to degen wallet and you interact with some shady apps, right? Let's say some shit farm which promises high yield, high return, right? But it's high risk. You don't really trust it, but okay, you are ready to lose $500 in case to earn maybe additional $1,000. Let's say that's the offering, and you are degen enough to actually try this and trust in this, right? So you go with your degen wallet, you connect to the app, and suddenly those $500 are no more because you approved this application to use your money from your wallet, and it was a scam, of course, and then the wallet was drained. So you had to enable the transaction, you had to approve the transaction from your wallet, right? In order for the transaction to go further, right? So you were aware of the transaction, but the ledger device didn't stop this scam because at this moment you believed that you will maybe receive $1,000 if you give them $500, right? So that's on you, right? You were fooled, you were scammed. Okay, yeah, Mac is saying that he was in this situation. So you made some approvals of the smart contracts, which gave them permission to spend money from your account. So in case you would give this permission from the big wallet, so from your treasury, from the safu wallet, they would be able to spend your money from that wallet. So that's why let's stick with this degen wallet and don't use your main treasury wallet where you keep all of your crypto, but instead let's opt into using degen wallet for all of this stuff, or use the unsafe wallet to connect, to play around with and see if in case they scam this wallet first, you can see it in transactions and that stuff. So yeah, maybe it sounds a bit complex now at the beginning, but later on further, once we start to interact with the apps, you can see what kind of approvals we are making and what this app can actually take from our wallet, right? So yeah. If there are no more questions, yeah, we can maybe go to the next step, which would be networks. So in the Metamask wallet, you can see there are some networks here. So it's written here, Ethereum mainnet. So Metamask wallet, like I previously said, is a wallet which can connect to any EVM compatible network, right? So what does this mean? All of these tokens, coins, and crypto networks, they have their own ecosystem, let's say. So Ethereum launched their own EVM. They were the first, they were the innovators. Then later on came some other networks. And basically anyone can take this EVM, Ethereum virtual machine, and they can, create their own network, and people can interact with this network, and they can send tokens, they can send NFTs, create tokens, create NFTs, and all of that stuff, right? So in order for us to use the same wallet on multiple networks, we can do this with Metamask, right? We just say to Metamask, okay, Metamask, just use this wallet and connect it to this network, which allows us for some kind of simplicity. We don't need to have a different wallet for different networks and all of that stuff, right? So in order to add Shimmer EVM Testnet, we need to add it here. So instead of doing it the manual way, recently Kumar, he added Shimmer Testnet on the website called Chainlist. So we can just go here, type in Shimmer, include testnet, and here it is, right? So you can see all the information that will come here. So let's switch to this wallet, unsafe, and let's connect our wallet. So you can see connect with Metamask, select account, okay, and you can see what chainlist.org will be able to do with our unsafe wallet. So see address, see account balance, see activity, and suggest transactions to approve. We press connect, and then Chainlist wants to add a network called Shimmer EVM Testnet with this RPC, with this chain ID, and with this symbol, right? And this block explorer. So we say, okay, this looks good. We compare it with the official network details, which we can find maybe in IOTA Discord or on the official IOTA blog post. And we say, okay, let's connect and let's switch the network. So now we can see that we are using Shimmer EVM Testnet. With this wallet, we have 0 Shimmer tokens and everything is working fine for now, right? So now we added the network and we added our accounts. We also showed about the importing the ledger accounts. And now there is one more thing in MetaMask that I want to show. We can also use it a bit later for some other stuff, but basically, so for each account here, you can create contacts. And how this works? It works like a contact list on your mobile phone, let's say. So you just enter the username and you enter the address. So if you click here, this is the address, right? And then you have the contacts and you can store all of those contacts under some name, right? Test or a body, something like this, right? We won't do this for people now. So for example, if Lurking would send me his wallet address, I could just save it in my contact list. And then if he says, can you send me one Shimmer? I can just say, yeah, sure. I have you in my contacts list. Should I use the same wallet? He says yes. And then you just send it to him, right? You don't need to remember this whole address, or you don't need to copy paste it from somewhere. You already have it stored in your MetaMask wallet. So yeah, that's just a bit about this. I know this is basic for some people, but maybe someone who will be watching on YouTube or somewhere, maybe they will use this as a starting point, right? If you have any questions regarding this, let me know now, because we are about to go to the second step, which would be Shimmer layer 1, layer 2 interaction. Let me just pull up the Firefly. I will assume that people would know how to install the Firefly wallet, Firefly Shimmer, and how to use it. So I have set up a developer account. Okay. I have set up a developer account. So this is a testnet. As you can see from the address, RMS1. For the real Shimmer network is SMR1, right? So under the developer option, you can get some Shimmer tokens. And then we can go here. I already have some, but let's ask for some more because it's free. After we receive the tokens, yeah, you can see it here. Oh, only 100 now. They got smarter. So what I want to show is we can send this Shimmer from layer 1 from this wallet, right? From Firefly to MetaMask wallet, which is Shimmer layer 2, also called Shimmer EVM. this is all a testnet, so don't be confused. We don't use any real money here, and we don't interact with apps that use real money. So all of this is just for testing and for learning purposes, right? So if we want to send Shimmer from Firefly wallet to our Metamask wallet, so we can use it for interacting with apps, we can do it this way, right? So we would need to go and send assets. Let's say we want to send 69 Shimmer. Under destination network, we would need to enter the chain ID, which we can get from a certain location, but let me just quickly explain. So the chain ID is just an address which represents the chain, the EVM testnet, and we can interact with this chain from layer 1, right? So we can go to this website here. This is official Shimmer network website for the EVM, right? For the EVM toolkit. If you press this settings icon, the gear icon, you can see the chain address. So this chain address, we use and copy it, right? Copy. Go here and we can select this and delete, and we paste this here. And for the recipient, we go here and take our Metamask address and paste it here. So we are sending 69 Shimmer from the layer 1 testnet, of course. We are using the chain ID to send it to this Shimmer EVM testnet to this address here, right? So using this analogy, we can send to this network or any other future chains in that would be spinned up on Shimmer L1. So for example, if shimmersea would decide to spin up their own EVM, we would just use their own chain ID here. If ApeDAO would decide to create a chain, we would use ApeDAO chain address here, chain ID here, right? And for the recipient, we are just using the address where do we want to send money. And then we go send, we check out the transaction, does it look good? Destination network, okay. Yeah, everything looks good. We just go there, enter our password. We press send, and then we check out. So it's being sent here from layer 1, and we are just observing when it will arrive on a layer 2, right? Okay, it's here, as you can see. So now we received test Shimmer tokens on our Shimmer EVM testnet, right? Now we can use this Shimmer to play around and, to make some degen plays or just connect to some dApps and do some trading and that kind of stuff. When we are done with playing, we can withdraw. We have to connect our wallet first, of course, unsafe wallet, right? So we have the 69 Shimmer that we sent previously from this address. Now, if we want to make a transaction back from layer 2, so from Shimmer EVM to our Firefly wallet, we need receiver address. Receiver address is basically the Firefly address where we want to receive the money. You can just copy it from here, and then we paste it here, and we can decide how much we want, right? So layer 1 has no fees. So whatever you send from layer 1 to layer 2, you will receive it without any fees. So if you send 69 Shimmer, you receive 69 Shimmer. On Shimmer EVM, this is just how EVM works. So in order to make transactions, you need to pay gas fees. So in order to pay gas fees, you cannot send 69. Okay. You cannot send 69 because you have to withdraw minus the fees, right? Minus the gas fees. So let's see. I'm not sure why this doesn't work. Probably something changed, but that's fine. Withdraw everything at once. This seems to work. So you can see here that we have to pay this much Shimmer in gas fees, right? In order to make the transaction. So let's go ahead and press confirm. And this should work. Okay, can you see this? Probably, yeah. Confirm transaction, and we should go here and you can see how much we received. So it's 68.958. So the remaining up to 69 is gas fees that we had to pay on Shimmer EVM in order to make the transaction. That's how EVM works. To be honest, I'm not really that tech friendly to explain everything, but it's basically to protect the whole network from spamming and just creating a lot of transactions and stop the attacks on the network. But yeah, feel free if you have more knowledge about this, feel free to educate everyone. We have a question from Mac. Is it now possible to send real Shimmer to the Metamask or not? If I want to send real Shimmer, do I have to change anything in the second field? So currently, everything that we do here is only a testnet. So this is not possible on the mainnet, right, of Shimmer. So I guess you are asking about the interaction with Sooniverse, right? So with Sooniverse, you interact with Metamask just to sign the message, but not to spend Shimmer from Metamask, right? So to interact with Sooniverse, you interact with Metamask and also with Firefly. So when it comes to making a transaction on Sooniverse, for example, if you want to buy an ape on Sooniverse, you would need to sign the transaction with Metamask just to identify yourself as the owner of that account, and then you would need to transfer Shimmer or IOTA from your Firefly wallet to the address on your Sooniverse account on the shown right screen. So yeah. Okay, cool. So we have shown how to interact. Let's now send some funds to our Shimmer EVM account so we can play with it. Let's send everything. So here we enter this, and then in the recipient we enter our Metamask address. Let's do this. If there are any questions, feel free to ask now while we wait all of this. Yeah, we don't want to do this now. So fin next to I'm not sure if I understand your question, Fear. Okay, the money is here. So what is the next step? L2 gas fees. Okay, so as you have seen now, we have to be very careful not to be left without the gas fees. So we will not be able to do any kind of transaction because we will not have enough Shimmer tokens to cover for the transaction gas fees, right? So be careful of that when using apps. They usually have the max amount. So you can, for example, trade on shimmersea. They have usually the max amount when you connect your wallet. They have this. If you press the max, it will take all of your Shimmer from the wallet, and then you will not be able to do any kind of transaction later on after this this transaction is complete, right? Then you will be locked in. So be careful of that. So is it okay to use unsafe wallet for interacting with Sooniverse? Yeah, it's perfectly safe. I mean, it depends how safe you want to be. It's never safe to use Ledger unprotected wallet. I mean, I used it before and I use it myself as well for degen plays because I try to keep my computer as safe as possible at any time. But I'm advanced DeFi user, so I could usually recognize any kind of scams. I don't download any kind of files that I find on Discord. I don't click any shady links. I don't do any kind of other stuff, other than checking it myself. So I do it as well. But for beginners in all of this, it's better to use the Ledger account. So you have this additional layer of security, right? So it is okay to use the quote unquote unsafe wallet with Sooniverse and any other apps, right? But you have to be aware of the risks, what can happen, right? And that you could lose the money, right? So yeah. Okay, let's skip to the next part. Now we have Shimmer Layer 2, Shimmer EVM Testnet. Okay, so let's show the first things first. We added the Shimmer EVM Testnet network. We have our account setups. I will use the unsafe wallet because it's just easier to sign transactions. I don't need to use my Ledger wallet to manually approve each transaction. So let's focus on that. But like we already said, be careful with apps that you interact with and with which wallets you interact with which application, right? So in order to interact with apps, you would need some Shimmer tokens that you can then on shimmersea you can trade. On deepr you can use it to lend, right? To lend, borrow, and that kind of stuff. And on ApeDAO, you can use it to do anything basically because we need APIN token, but you can pay gas fees with Shimmer. So in order to do all of this, you need some Shimmer tokens. If you don't do it this way from Firefly, you can also ask for some Shimmer tokens from the faucet, so-called faucet. So you can just enter your address here. This is the official faucet from Shimmer network. So be careful not to go on any other faucets which can be from maybe malicious actors. On the testnet, it's fine. We are just playing around here, but on the real network, there will be malicious websites. Be careful where you connect your wallet to. Be careful which transactions you sign because crypto in general is very unsafe because you have to take a lot of steps before understanding what you are doing and what kind of risk you are in. So educate yourself, read about all of this stuff. listen to guides like this. There will be more probably from other projects as well. Stay vigilant, because it's the same thing like you are doing with your physical wallets, right? Where you keep cash, where you keep your fiat. If you leave it on the table and you leave in the second room or something like this, people will take your wallet, right? So be careful, be careful. Let's ask for some funds. Initializing wallet. This is only a testnet faucet, right? So you will not be able to ask for real Shimmer token. So this is only working on the testnet, because if this would be real with real Shimmer, then we would be shimillionaires, right? Some messages. Do we know when the normal network will appear and not a test network? Yeah, after a lot of testing. So after the testing is complete, we will have a normal network, the real network, right? I don't know how long it takes. It probably depends on how much findings there are and all of that stuff. So yeah. So we have 2000 Shimmer. Let's spend it all, right? Next thing is faucet and then multi-chain bridge. Okay, yeah, let's go over quickly. So this was recently unveiled by Shimmer, that multi-chain will be handling bridging of other tokens, right? So like Ethereum and Bitcoin and USDC and all of those quote unquote blue chip tokens, right? Blue chip crypto tokens. So in order to transfer tokens from one network to another, so for example, if we have some Ethereum on Ethereum network, if we want to send it from Ethereum network to Shimmer EVM network, we would need to use something that is called a bridge, right? One of the most popular bridges is called multichain, and then you can see everything that is offered here. So I think this is still in the works, right? But basically what will happen, people will be able to choose. They will need to connect with their wallets, and then they will need to choose where they keep their crypto, right? Where they keep their money. So if they keep it on Ethereum, or maybe one of the most popular is also BNB chain, because it's connected to Binance. So you would just need to connect with your wallet, switch to the Binance smart chain, right? And then you just decide which asset you want to take from your wallet and transfer it from BNB chain to, we will be able to select Shimmer EVM here. So you can bridge it this way. And then when interacting with Shimmer EVM apps, you will be able to use this token on the Shimmer EVM network, right? Usually how, like in crypto space, bridges are not very, so they are point of failures, right? Because they transfer a lot of money. So of course, a lot of people always focus on these applications, these smart contracts, and they try to find a way how to penetrate, how to scam, how to take money out of these funds, because they always keep a lot of money. Like in the real world, where the money is, there is always people trying to take the money from the protocol and of course put it in their own pockets. Okie dokie, so multi-chain bridge. So now that we have learned ways how to get Shimmer, how to get other tokens on Shimmer EVM, we can focus on applications, right? And we can actually do something with the smart contracts and everything. Let me just get some water. Okay, So we have 2000 Shimmer, like we said. Next thing is interacting with applications. So first we have the shimmersea, then we have the deepr, and then we have ApeDAO as applications. I'm sure that many of you already played with it, but yeah, let's just show it. As you can see here, this is only a test network, and no real tokens are traded here. So what we can do on shimmersea. Shimmersea is a DEX, so we can usually trade tokens there, and we can provide liquidity, so we can earn some trading fees that traders have to pay to the protocol, right? So let's start with maybe buying some APIN tokens if we have enough money. Okay, yeah, we have. So in order to pay to buy some tokens, you need to enable, quote unquote, enable Shimmer tokens. So what does this mean? This means that we are giving permission to shimmersea smart contracts to interact with our wallet and to spend Shimmer from our wallet, right? So once we press on the enable, you can see here that we can set a spending cap for our Shimmer tokens, right? So if we press here, so we need 62 Shimmer to buy one APIN, right? So if we press here 50, so we are giving permission to shimmersea smart contracts to spend 50 Shimmer from our wallet. We press next. We press up. So you can also have a look at some details here. So we are basically giving permission to this smart contract to spend this token from this wallet, right? It takes a bit of practice, but you will start understanding it. Also some data here. I don't know how to read this, so probably there are some more advanced users who actually understand all of that. So we press approve. So we are approving shimmersea smart contract to spend up to 50 Shimmer tokens from our wallet. We press approve, confirm transaction, and that's it, right? So we still cannot do this trade. Why? Because we haven't approved enough tokens from our wallet. So if we just go here and press 49, then we can swap, right? So that's the allowance on the spending, right? Let's swap. Now you can see, so this 2F58 is the same token address that we used before. So this is usually called in a DEX, it's called a router. So it routes our funds that we are spending here, that we are trading here, and it exchanges one token for another. So we can press confirm here. Some data is here, but I think the Shimmer EVM is struggling a bit because it's not showing any Shimmer as well, but that's why we have a testnet. We mentioned before the contacts, right? In the first, when we were setting up Metamask. So we mentioned the contacts. This is why it's important, right? So we can set up a nickname or a contact name for this contract. So in the future, if we interact with this contract, we will see that we already interacted and we quote unquote whitelisted this smart contract. So we know it. We are always going to interact with this. If we have something different, it means that something changed. Maybe the front end hacked, maybe it was changed by the team. Whatever the change is, we have to be alert that we are not going to interact with the same address smart contract that we interacted before, and we have to react. You can react by just going to Discord, just going to official social media channels and check out if there were maybe some kind of update. Usually protocols announce all of the updates of the protocol, so you can see if they updated their router, if there is a new router, so you can just take that router and save it under that. If there was a hack, you will also be aware of that. But please, before you make the transaction with the new address, you have to be aware that something changed. So don't make the transaction, but just verify before you make it, right? So let's add this as shimmersea router. Save. So you can see that now we are interacting with shimmersea router. So we gave it a name. We understand that this is a smart contract address that is known to us, right? So let's go confirm. And then we can wait for the transaction to happen. We can also add custom tokens to Metamask, either by doing this, or I can show you more advanced way a bit later. Okay, so it's done. Transaction receipt, swap 49 Shimmer tokens for this much APIN. You can also see transactions here. If you click, you will go to the Explorer. Of course. Okay, so Explorer is not working currently. Maybe it will start working a bit later. So yeah, this was a test transaction on shimmersea on Shimmer EVM Testnet, right? So we can just go and refresh. I think the EVM is struggling a bit, but that is expected from a testnet. So we will not be angry. We will be thankful for all the devs, right? Okay, so we have some APIN tokens now, right? Let's say we want to buy some more, because we set the spending limit only up to 50 Shimmer. We have to enable it again because we want to spend 62, almost 63 Shimmer to buy one APIN. So we need to enable it again, right? You can set these spending limits customly. So if you don't want to this contract to be able to spend more than, I don't know, 100,000 Shimmer. Maybe because I don't have that much. Okay. Or you can use the default and it will just, I'm not sure what it does from your current balance, but yeah, it's a bit higher, but it's fine. Max default. Okay. Because usually when you press default, it writes a very, very long number, which basically means infinite. But yeah, let's use max and let's see verify smart contract. So we are giving permission to a shimmersea router like we added in the step before, and let's set this spending limit. Now we will be able to buy up to 2000 Shimmer tokens, right? Okay. Let's do it once more. See, we are interacting with the shimmersea router. Everything is good. Submitting transaction. Then we have this. Okay, it's confirmed. Okay, so now we have some APIN, we have some Shimmer. The next thing that you can do on shimmersea is provide liquidity. So now that we have two tokens, we can use our APIN and we can use Shimmer to actually add liquidity and maybe to earn some trading fees. So we have this. Since we approved only Shimmer token before, now we have APIN as well, and we want to spend it, quote unquote spend it, we need to enable that as well, right? So we click on enable APIN. I'm not sure if Shimmer EVM will allow us, but yeah, okay, use default. Okay, now you can see this crazy number, right? Let's press max, however much we have. We are again interacting with the shimmersea router. Next, approve. Once approved, we will be able to supply our liquidity and we can start earning some fees, right? Transaction confirmed. And then we press supply, we check everything here. Share of pool, we have the rates at which we are adding, the liquidity, how much we are adding, and then confirm supply. We are interacting with shimmersea router. Everything looks good, confirm, and then we wait for the transaction to go through. And it's done now. And we can go back to my liquidity. And we can see how much liquidity we have now. So our share of pool is 0.02%. So this means that we will earn 0.02% of all the fees that happen when traders trade this token, right? So that's the meaning of this share of pool. So this is how much fees you will earn from all the fees that come to this pool. Is there any questions maybe regarding all of this? There is a question from Mac. I wanted to ask a question about security. What service do you recommend for monitoring and revoke smart contracts? There is one, I think it's called revoke cache. So with this you can see all of the approvals that you made, but I'm not sure if they have the Shimmer EVM testnet, right? So they have all of these big networks, live networks. So maybe we can work all together to have this integrated with Shimmer as well. But you can also revoke yourself, you know, from the explorer of each. So you can, it's a bit of advanced steps because you need to interact with smart contracts directly from the block explorer, but I'm sure there are some guidelines on YouTube how to do all of this. But revoke cache, if you are interacting with maybe like BNB chain or Ethereum, I'm sure they have everything integrated, so you should be able to see all of the approvals there. And also there was additional one, bank, but I'm not sure if they updated their wallet. So I think for the approvals they use something different now. Okay. Settings, nope. History. Yeah, I'm not sure. I know that bank had this. Maybe we can just try to bank revoke permissions. Yeah, there is no, but yeah, there was an option with DBank. Maybe there is if you use their own wallet, which is called Rebi, but so it's called this Rebi wallet. You probably can use it with that wallet, but it's very similar to MetaMask, but just more user friendly. I'm sure there are some guides on YouTube, so you can do it that way. But yeah, stick to those big ones. Don't use any shady websites, or just do it yourself with the help of Block Explorer. That's probably the best way. Let's see if OK Explorer is now live. We can use it for later to show what happens underneath. Let me check questions. It's fine for now. No. And then there's quick question. If I cancel all at once, will it have consequences if I have something? No, it means that you will not be able to add any more, but for existing ones, it's fine. It's fine. You will have to approve it once again when you want to maybe add more liquidity or trade the token again. You will just need to approve it once again. Let me make a small break, maybe 1-2 minutes, just to get some more water, and feel free to ask questions if you have any for now. I'll be back in a jiffy. Okie dokie, I'm back. Any questions? No questions so far. Okay, let's move on then. So maybe just a word or two about shimmersea and about the liquidity and everything that's happening there. So why would we want to provide liquidity, right? So it's a thing that you can do on a DEX or DEXs as well, other DEXs. So you would provide liquidity to earn trading fees, right? Depending on the platform, the trading fees are set by the platform for certain pools. We call them liquidity pools. And then traders can trade in these pools. They can see, for example, they can do arbitrage if there is a price of Shimmer on Bitfinex, Bitforex, on TangleSwap, shimmersea, IOTA-B, some other DEXs or centralized exchanges. And then there is always a price difference, right? We degens like this because it opens arbitrage opportunities. So we can make some profits by buying tokens on one exchange and selling it on another. This is called arbitrage, right? That's why exchanges exist. So we can trade, we can exchange one token into another because we have maybe some information, we are speculating, or we are just degens reading token news on Twitter and trusting that this is the best new thing, Dogecoin or whatever. We see Doge logo on Twitter, and then we immediately go and buy Dogecoin because we think it's going to the moon, right? While all of this is working, there are some trading fees that you have to pay for centralized exchange, for decentralized exchange, and basically on any exchange that works. So these trading fees go to liquidity providers. This is an incentive to liquidity providers to actually provide liquidity so they can earn on their tokens, right? So they don't need to hold them, but also earn a bit from trading fees, or if there are some more incentivized pools, which are called usually farms. ShimmerSea will introduce this as well on the testnet. It should be live soon, somewhere maybe in 1-2 weeks, depends. But yeah, stay tuned for this feature as well. I already prepared some APIN tokens, so we can play together as well. You can just use the APIN token to provide liquidity to Shimmer APIN pool and earn some other tokens, which will be APIN token, right? So this is maybe a small leak, but it's fine. Yusu is here, but I'm sure he will not leak it to the team. Thank you, Yusu. So yeah, we will see all of this in action as well. But don't be afraid of doing all of this. It's not that complex once you get the grasp and maybe you see a few examples of how it works. It's going to be fine, and it's always better to play with it on a testnet rather than learning with real money on real networks, right? So always keep that in mind, that we should play now while we are on a testnet. So other than this, once you add Shimmer APIN liquidity or any other liquidity, so this is permissionless, so you can add any liquidity that you want. So if you spin up your own shitcoin, Salt, what else was there? Salt, some other, yeah, let's do it with Salt. If you launch a Salt token and you want to make it liquid, right? You want to make it tradable. You would go to ShimmerSea, you would go to add liquidity, but not to this pool, add liquidity. You would paste the address of your token on this network here. It would recognize it, and you would be able to pair it with Shimmer and Salt, for example, right? Then you would have liquidity for this token, and other people would be able to come and buy this token from this exchange, right? Maybe let's focus a bit on the background of things, which would be Block Explorer. So this is one of the transactions that we made. You can see this is our address, E4DA. So E4DA. So we started this transaction. Let's maybe focus a bit on reading and understanding what happened here, right? So this is the Block Explorer. It's also available on the official toolkit website of Shimmer Network. So each transaction is shown on this publicly available blockchain and block explorer, right? So this is just a representation, a front-end representation of what happens on the network itself. So blockchain is public, Shimmer EVM Testnet data that happens on the network, it's public. Anyone can access this, and anyone can read it from the block explorer, or if they want, they can query. They can take all the data from the blockchain, save it into a database or somewhere, and they can do whatever they want with it. They can read it. It's read only. You cannot change it because it's written in a ledger, publicly available ledger. So in the block explorer, we can see some useful information for us, right? We can see that we started, this is our address. We started the transaction. We interacted with this contract 2F58. If we go to our contacts, we can see that this is the address of shimmersea router. So 2F58, right? So we interacted with shimmersea router. We exchanged our APIN token and our Shimmer token. We send it, and in return we received LP tokens, right? Tangled-C LPs. So you can see this is the pool address. Let's click on this as well. I'm not sure if we will be able to see it. Yeah, it's not verified. But if this contract was verified, we will be able to see the code behind it. ApeDAO Shimmer token. So this is the address of the LP tokens. So the pool, the actual trading pool, where we can buy and sell APIN or Shimmer, right? So when you interact with this trading, so when you make a trade of between Shimmer and APIN, you are basically interacting with this liquidity pool. So that's what happens in the background. When you do all of this, you basically receive LP token as a receipt that you added liquidity. So if we go to our address, you can see that we have Tangled-C Finance LPs. So we have this LP token as a receipt that we added liquidity, right? Does this make sense to everyone here? So we took APIN, we took Shimmer, we added these tokens, our tokens, to the liquidity pool of shimmersea, and in return we received so-called LP token, which represents the receipt that we added liquidity. So this is a confirmation token for us that we own a part of liquidity pool of Tangled-C Finance, right? So that's what's happening in the background. So we can even add this token in our Metamask. You just go to so this is our address, as you can see here. You can click here, go to the address or the contract address here, and you just copy and paste this either like this or just pressing here. You go to your Metamask assets. This is a bit annoying, so let's just do it, copy it. You would save it usually in the safe place, but as we are using this account as a read-only, this is not really important because we will not keep any real money there or anything. So it's not really that important, but I just want to make it go away, right? So 3 is bond. 4 is bridge, and 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 level. Okay, so we want to import the token. So we go to assets, import, we paste the token contract address, which is here. And then this shows up, right? And then we can see that we have some LP tokens from Tangle Sea, ShimmerSea, or whatever the name is, right? You can do the same with any other DEX out there that works like this, that works on Uniswap v2 model of liquidity provision. So that's pretty much it. Later on, why I'm explaining this, later on, once the farms are live and up there, you can just use this LP token and stake it in the farm and earn additional rewards. This is called liquidity mining. Basically, you just get in additional tokens, which are usually the DEX native tokens or some additional tokens like APIN. We will do it like that. And you can earn additional money, right, on provisioning the liquidity. Not only the fees, but also the additional stuff. Let me check the messages now. Okay, no questions. If you have any questions, just at any moment, just feel free to ask, and I'll try my best to explain. Regarding the ShimmerSea, these two things are enabled right now, but as soon as there is more, I can explain more as well. Let's maybe jump into deepr, because they publish their token as well, their application as well. We start with connecting the wallet. As always, we connect with unsafe wallet, because we just want to check them out, right? So they have this kind of nice and smooth front end. They have something called the dashboard. They have some kind of safety measures here. It tells us some stuff. We are great. It's called Lighthouse. Okay, yeah, it's kind of cool to actually understand your positions. So deepr is application called, it's a categorization of apps called money markets. So what is a money market, right? So it enables the lending and borrowing of your own assets and rewards you in some way to actually do all of this, right? So they are basically making additional liquidity of the market, but they are doing it quote unquote single-sidedly. So if you want to provide liquidity on ShimmerSea, you would need to combine two tokens and provide it in a liquidity pool. On deepr, you can do it with single assets. So you can supply your Shimmer token and you can borrow some other token, but you are not exposed to the volatility of both tokens, or I mean you are, but not in the same way. So there is no impermanent loss here. With providing liquidity, there is this thing called impermanent loss, which is basically theoretical loss, where you compare how much money you would make or lose if you would just keep the token in your wallet, comparing to providing liquidity with two tokens that you wanted to provide, right? With deepr, this is solved by utilizing two markets. One is supply market and one is borrow. So it's basically it's similar like bank, but it doesn't work on the same mechanism like bank, because this is over collateralized loans. So it means that you have to provide more money than you can borrow. So if I think I saw 80% is the borrow limit. So if you supply $100 worth of crypto, you can borrow only up to $80, and then the safety and everything changes. But yeah, let's show it on maybe on an example. So that's the dashboard. Markets, it's just a overall protocol dashboard where you can see total supply, total borrow, what is the volume, supply, how many people are supplying, how many people are borrowing, and what are the stats on each market, right? Then they have docs, FAQ, and all other stuff. So yeah, let's try to borrow some Shimmer token. They also have a faucet here, which we can use just to get some more additional tokens. Okay, it's not probably working. Okay, it's not working. It's not anything strange. So let's just do it with our Shimmer tokens, right? Shimmer tokens, we have to, in order to supply it, we have to enable it first as collateral, right? So we can supply, let's say we want to supply 1000 Shimmer. We supply it. Okay, it's already supplied. Oh geez, this was very quick. So once we supplied, in order to borrow it, we have to enable this as a collateral, right? So if we try to borrow something now, we can't, right? Because we haven't enabled any assets that we supplied as a collateral, right? So after we enabled it, we have to confirm it. So it works similar like approving tokens on shimmersea, right? We showed it in detail how it works. Now we see that we are interacting with some other smart contract, so we can again save it as a new one and always see if we are interacting with the right smart contract. I will skip this for now, but okay, failed. Maybe RPC or the Shimmer network is okay. Now it's successful. So as you can see, we have supplied 1000 Shimmer tokens. We enabled collateral. So now we can go and borrow some assets if we wanted to. So we can see what's the APY that is promised or that is given by the protocol itself. So we can see that we can provide IOTA for 21% APY, right? So we can earn while supplying the token. Also for the borrow, we can see that we can earn 70% if we borrowed IOTA. So let's do that, right? 80%. So it calculates immediately how much we can borrow. So we can borrow up to 80% of our supply. It means if we provided $100 worth of Shimmer, we can only borrow up to $80 worth of IOTA, right? So let's do that. Oh, EVM is quick. So now you can see that our dashboard changed a bit. So we have supplied 1000 Shimmer, borrowed 219 IOTA, which is about 80% worth of this, right? Our lighthouse prognosis changed a bit. So now we are in low numbers of safety. It's cloudy. So we can monitor this and see if this will change into our benefit or not, right? So what are we doing? I mean, now I'm explaining just how it works, but what's the background story of all of this, right? So if you would want to hold your Shimmer tokens, not sell them for IOTA, right? But you heard some news, you know about some news that IOTA price is going to decrease, right? Then you would go supply your Shimmer tokens and borrow some IOTA, because this value is going to go down if IOTA price goes down, right? This would make you profit. You held your Shimmer tokens, you didn't sell them, but IOTA tokens went down, but you could borrow a lot of IOTA up to 80%, and then the worth, right, it went down. No, I'm explaining it the other way, right? So yeah, okay, yeah, it's fine, it's fine. So we are basically opening a short position on IOTA. So you understand, you know, on Binance or other centralized exchanges, you can open long and short. So we are basically betting on the increase or decrease of some of the assets, right? So you can do the same here, but just in a decentralized way without any kind of like interferences from the third party companies or traders or that kind of stuff. Next thing, all of this is very nice. We are earning a lot of APY while providing, I mean, these are just the testnet APYs. It's not going to be that high once we are live with the EVM. But it's nice to have this money market so we can easily go back and forth, right? You can also, as you can see now, if we go to our address on the Explorer. No, this is not us. Okay. If we go to our address in the Explorer, we can see that we made some transactions, and now we should have, okay, it's not indexed, so we cannot actually see it, but we gave 1000 Shimmer to this protocol, but we took 219 IOTA from the protocol. So we can go and see that there is 219 IOTA in our wallet. So we can immediately supply IOTA back to the protocol, right? We can we have to again enable it. After it's enabled, then we can provide it back to the protocol and earn additional APY, earn additional rewards for this. And by doing this, we can increase our health position. It's back to 52, right? So this is usually called looping. So you are just looping, you know, you are supplying, borrowing, and farming the APRs. So this is maybe a good tactic while the APYs are positive, because these APYs can be negative as well, right? There is a question, not sure to understand why if IOTA dump, we gain something by borrowing IOTA. Yeah, I think I explained it a bit wrong. It's basically once you provide Shimmer tokens, it's the value of the token that you supply. If this increases, then you are in a good position, right? You can buy more of the borrowing asset, but it works best if you do the stable coin, right? It works best if you would, for example, supply USDC and borrow Shimmer token, then if the price of Shimmer token would go down, your position would be healthier, right? So you are sort of betting on Shimmer price to go down. With two volatile assets, it's a bit more complex, but it can be probably done if there are some liquidity pools there as well. So the idea is to utilize the movement of the assets into your own benefit, right? So basically opening a long and short position on this, on the supply and borrow side, right? Is it maybe a bit more clear now, or should we dive deeper? Do you find this interesting? Let me try to get some tokens. Yeah, I can't get the USDC tokens anyhow. Yeah, let's think about it, right? So if we borrow USDC, if we supply USDC, for example, right, we would be able to borrow some of the assets. If you supply USDC and borrow IOTA, you would get a certain amount of health factor, right? So if the price of IOTA would go up, then you would be risking to be liquidated by this protocol, right? So the price of IOTA would need to go down, so the borrow position would also go down, right? But in order to make this work, you need to know what your position will be, right? So for example, if you supply $1 million worth of USDC and you borrow 80% of that amount in IOTA, and you are betting that price of IOTA will go down, you have to start selling your MIOTA position, right? Your IOTAs. And then if the price of IOTA further goes down, you can buy back this IOTA, return it to the protocol, and then you can withdraw your USDC position from here. So this would be shorting IOTA position. Does it make sense now? Yeah, so the same thing you can do with Shimmer, but then the ratio, the liquidity is very limited with this trading pool. I think now currently you can do it only on IOTA B. So it can be easily manipulated, You need very deep liquidity to actually play with this stuff. So once someone else, maybe borrows more IOTA and starts buying IOTA and just liquidates your position, then you can lose your collateral as well. So that's why I'm saying that it could be better to pair it maybe even with USDT, because you need very deep liquidity of the pool, and this is really a degen play. It's basically betting on the market, if the price will go up or down. So don't really try this at home unless you know what you're doing, right? It can be opposite way around as well. You can supply Shimmer token, you can borrow USDT, use the borrowed USDT to buy Shimmer tokens immediately, right? And this would be opening a long position on Shimmer. So if other people would continue to buy Shimmer tokens, so if you are betting on Shimmer price to go up, then at some point you just start selling some of the Shimmer tokens into USDT, you return the loan, and then you are basically, you end up with more Shimmer tokens that you had than you had before. So that would be a long position, right? But yeah, let's continue. But this is really degen play. Don't listen to me. I'm just trying to explain, all the mechanisms and everything which money market opens. While all of this is working, so while we are supplying and borrowing, we are earning this APY. You can see here that our position increased. So we supplied only 1,000. Now we have a bit more in Shimmer token because we are earning the supply APY and distribution APY. So supply is the protocol. There is a mechanism how the protocol works. So once you borrow and supply, so the borrowers are paying some of the interest, which is used to incentivize the suppliers. So based on the amount of liquidity in each market, right? The APY goes up or down. So if there is 1.85 million supply of USDC, if this would go close to the 80%, which is the limit, then the mechanism behind the protocol would start incentivizing suppliers with higher APYs. So this is the APY that we are earning right here, the supply APY, right? The distribution APY, it's often called, in this protocol, it's often called Rainmaker. It's basically additional incentive from the protocol, which is paid in the native token of this protocol, which would be deepr token. And here we can see how much we earned. So we have unclaimed balance, this much deepr token, prices this, and wallet balance we don't have any. But now after we claim, this will move here to the wallet balance. It should at least. Okay, now we have wallet balance of this, unclaimed balance of this, and that's pretty much it. That sums up everything. So in order, if you want to close your positions, you need to withdraw everything, right, from the protocol. Withdraw. Just so the transaction passes. Okay, cool. Now we should have some IOTA in the wallet. Enable. We use our IOTA from the wallet to repay. After we repay our position of IOTA, then we can withdraw our collateral as well, which is cool. A very small amount of supply and borrow is left behind. I already checked with the team. It's just how the protocol works. I think you need to repay everything that you have. So we would need to go and buy a bit of IOTA on shimmersea or wherever there is liquidity. and then we can repay it, and then we can withdraw 100% of our positions here. So yeah, any questions regarding the deepr? Okay, I think that's pretty much it then. And then we have the best application called ApeDAO app. Okay, now we can go here, connect our wallet. Who is going to send me some APIN tokens? Do it. So yeah, I think everyone here played around with this app already. So basically it's application for trading OG apes, little apes, and all is done via the APIN token. Is there anyone here who doesn't understand the mechanics and the mechanisms behind ApeDAO app? Say now or forever be quiet. Okay, I think everyone knows how to play with the app. So you are already maybe familiar from our last call. So we have our vaults. Oh, nice. Thank you, whoever that was. So we have our vaults, which basically, thanks Trave, he's our faucet. So we have our vaults. Basically, whoever sells their OG ape to the vault, the ape will be shown here. You can then browse it and you can buy it with APIN tokens, or you can do a random buy with 500 APIN. Also, the same mechanism applies to little apes. So you can target buy, you can do a random buy, just the price is a bit different. They represent the voting power, which we will have later implemented. We already have it on snapshot.org. So I think if we go types.eth. Okay, so we already have it here. So it's a weighted voting on all of this. So our NFTs represent voting power, which can be used for voting on other proposals, and anyone with voting power in their wallets, they can start a proposal here. So that's basically the meaning of all of this, right? We have my apes section, which is basically my wallet. I don't have anything here now, but soon I will have, because I will buy some random apes. Let's go 4. Oh, today it's very fast. Blazing fast. So yeah, as you can see, I already bought some little apes, which are nice, good looking fellas. Then you could sell them, but I will not sell them because I love my apes. But I can sell some APIN token just to show you guys some more. Okay, price impact too high. This is what I wanted to show. So now we are done with the app. You can see all of these filters and everything. It works. I hope that it works. If you find any kind of bugs or anything, just let us know in the depth test channel. Other plans. So this is all working for not all, but some things are working. The other things we are implementing as we create them. This is still not working, but we are in progress of creating the insights subdomain, which will have all the selected collections from Sooniverse and in the future from the EVM as well. So apes can actually access some of the market data and see what's popular, what's not, and you will be able to filter out by certain filters, right? So that's our application as well. Also, I think I already shared that we will mainstream this application to a service called Liquifier. So other collections will be able to utilize this mechanism, and we will have a fee for trading, so similar to this one, and the fee will also go to ApeDAO treasury, which we can then use for different things in the future, maybe incentivizing the liquidity, paying for our contributors, and all that business stuff, let's say. The next thing I wanted to show is now you can see that we cannot trade because the price impact is too high, right? One sec. Okay, so we have 50 APIN tokens. Price impact is too high, so we cannot sell it, right? So what should we do? Because there is a 40% price impact. You can see the route. The route is a bit weird currently because someone has APIN FUSDT pool, and the router thinks it's the most efficient way to swap between APIN and Shimmer, right? In the future, it will not happen because currently the shimmersea DEX is set up to go over the Shimmer SMRC. This one. So the routes are a bit wonky. So how you can still do this trade is by enabling the expert mode. So you go here, expert mode, bypasses confirmation models and allows high slippage trades. Use at your own risk. This is very important. So by using this, you can actually go and make these trades, right? So you can see now that it enables us. We have just to enable the APIN token and then do the swap. It will warn us with this. This swap has a price impact of at least 10%. You can see the price impact here. You need to type in the confirmation and then you will be able to make the trade. Yeah, cool. Okie dokie. Now it's done. So it's maybe a small trick for now to trade the APIN token. In the future, I think this will not happen that much because it's the liquidity will be enough and routes will not be screwed up, like we have it now. So it should be much more user friendly. And now we can see that the APIN price is around 107, right? Yeah. So it's already double or maybe even more of the actual floor price. I think the floor price is around maybe 50 or 45 Shimmer tokens. So it should be enough once we provide the initial liquidity on the real EVM. So let's check out the list. that we had. So we had faucet, multichain, bridge, applications, approvals, revoke tax. Okay. Importing. Okay, yeah, pretty much everything other than this option. So once you want to trade your own apes, you need to approve the contract. Same as with all the other stuff that we did on shimmersea and deepr, right? So you need to approve it. There is a scary message here that that our ApeDAO smart contract will be able to spend all of your NFTs, right, from your wallet. Once you approve it, nothing will happen. But in case our front end would be compromised or smart contract compromised, you would basically you would be risking the smart contract to spend all of your NFTs, right? So once you approve it, if you just want to sell, for example, let's say one of your apes, you go ahead and sell it. And then later on, we built the option to revoke this permission of each collection, right? So once the transaction goes by, then we will just go ahead and do a transaction there as well. Okay, so now we can go and revoke little apes, revoke permission. So it basically says all the stuff that we did for the approval, but just now in reverse. So it's taking the permission back, revoking the permission from the smart contract. We say confirm. And then if we want to sell it again, we need to approve it again. So the smart contract currently doesn't have the approval to spend our NFTs from our wallet. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Why do revoke every time? Is it super secure? It depends. You know, if you don't plan to trade your NFTs or trade the tokens, it's better not to have the approval, right? You never know what can happen. Some of the situations that can happen is not only about scams, but also for I think there was a example recently where team members got into a fight and the founder decided to dump all of the tokens or something like this. So, you know, it's not only about scams, it's about the trust that you have in certain protocols, in certain teams, because they have the ability to interfere with all of this, right? So you have to check who has the access to smart contracts, who can actually modify them, and you know, it's not about the hacks of the front end or just the unaudited smart contract. So there is always multiple dimensions of what can happen, right? So it's better be safe than sorry, in my opinion. So if you don't plan to sell your NFTs, your ape NFTs or any other NFTs on other marketplaces, just keep them in the treasury, in your treasury wallet, right? In the safe one. Once you want to sell them, transfer them from safu wallet to degen wallet and sell it. So that's it. That's how I would do it. Yeah. Okie dokie. I think we are pretty much done with the agenda. So maybe some more anti-scam steps, like I said. So it's always good to, once you go for the first time on application, something that I practice is to bookmark these applications in the bookmarks of your browser. So in this way, you always know that you will go to the right place. I have seen many times when I was in ApeSwap, for example, this was the beginning of DeFi on BSC, on the Binance Smart Chain. So when you would write ApeSwap, there would be advertisement here about the real result, which would be apeswap.financial or something like this. Users would go to this website, they would connect and approve some of the smart contracts, and this website would just take their money. Also, something that would happen is the application, this website would ask for confirming or verifying your wallet. By verifying, you have to enter your seed phrase or your private key into this website. Once you do this, your money would be gone because they have some kind of scripts that would extract all of your money from there. So better to have these apps bookmarked so you know that you are at the right place all the time. Next thing would be phishing attempts. So this is done usually over the social media scams. So for example, imagine if ApeDAO Twitter would be hacked, and the hacker would send a tweet which includes a fake front end, so a fake website, which would be apedao.financial, and you would need to verify your account there, your wallet there. You have to prove that you are an NFT owner, enter your private key, and be eligible for the airdrop for all ape holders, right? So this is usually what happens. Be careful with these kind of phishing attempts. Never give your private key. Nobody will ask private key. This can also include impersonations of people who lead the project. For example, if someone would create a fake account, name it Alpha Row, and they would go around and ask people for money, or maybe Dr. Tangle, or maybe Dominic Schiner or something like this. Scammers would approach other people and they would ask, can you just send me one Ethereum or just one, 10,000 Shimmer tokens. I just needed to finish some stuff up. And if you don't check who the person behind it is, if you don't check the Discord ID of each scammer or Twitter account of the scammer or stuff like that, you can be scammed. So it's better to avoid this, right? Also additional, this is what I included. So on Block Scouts, on the Block Explorer, right? So let's go here. So this is just a random address, right? So you can see a list of tokens that this address has. As you can see, you can enter anything here in the token name. So scammers, sometimes they add a website name. So for example, this could be, instead of test token 1, it can say apedao.financial. You would be interested in going to this website. You don't know what this is, or maybe like becomeamillionaire.com. You would go to this website. It would ask you to verify this token, your wallet, right? Ask for your private key, and then again you would be left without the money. Also, when you go to this token, you can copy the address and you can try to trade it on some of the dexes, right? You can go here. Not sure why it's not. Oh, it's there. So you can import the token and you can try to trade it. So usually these scammers add some kind of malicious liquidity pools which are hacked, and then once you approve this token, it would drain your wallet. So again, you have to be careful, right? Don't fall for any kind of scams. Always check maybe with other people. That's why we have ApeDAO. That's why I started ApeDAO, because together we can be smarter. So don't be very quick on your actions. In DeFi, it can be very, very bad for you and for your wallet. So yeah, that's pretty much the agenda I had for today. Let me know if there are any questions. I still have some time left, so yeah, I hope this is useful. Otherwise, if there are no questions, I would like to thank you for the attention, for everyone who stayed for the whole workshop. I hope it helped you just a bit, if not a lot. So I hope you heard something that's based, on my real experience in DeFi, and it will not stop here. This is just, some kind of basics. Once we get to the actual EVM, we can play all together with the apps. We can try to understand the mechanisms behind it. We can dive deeper into it if you have the hunger for some more knowledge. I'm also learning almost every day about DeFi, about other protocols, which are not only related to Shimmer and Shimmer EVM apps. The most popular thing currently is the concentrated liquidity, which is something that's very interesting to me. And we are all here to learn together and to basically fight together against DeFi scammers and try to, of course, monetize and profit on these kind of things. So always feel free to ask questions in ApeDAO. There is no shame. There is no anything, just ask them. I'm sure if someone doesn't answer, I usually follow all the chats. So I will respond if it's a question, regarding the DeFi and that kind of stuff. So yeah. Otherwise, I thank you for the attention, and I wish you a good weekend, and whoever celebrates, happy Easter. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's wrap it up. Thanks, guys.